Hi, my name is Dr. James McCarahan. Welcome to this video lecture on how to use the Lincoln Electric 4400 Torchmate plasma cutter table. Student Nolan Grokowitz and I put together this lecture for students in MFG 371 at Indiana State University. Step 1. Located to the right of the plasma table and behind it are the oxygen flow valves. Turn both ball valves to the wide open position as pictured below at right. The gauge should read 115 psi. That's the optimal pressure for this table. Step 2. Locate the breaker on the wall to the right of the plasma table. Flip the breaker to the on position as pictured. Step 3. Power up the FlexCut 80 controller. Locate the FlexCut 80 under the plasma table. Locate the power switch on the back of the machine. Set the switch to the upright position as pictured. That's the on position. Step 4. Adjusting the amperage. On the front of the FlexCut controller, adjust the amperage knob to 50 amps. That seems to be optimal for cutting for about the plate size we're going to use in this class. Step 5. Locate the table power switch found at the lower right side of the table. Set the switch to the on position as pictured at right. Step 6. Locate the toggle switch at the rear of the monitor on the right-hand side. Press the toggle power button once. A blue LED will illuminate to verify that the power is on. Step 7. Monitor startup. The monitor will automatically launch the software needed for the plasma cutter table to operate. Do not interfere with the startup sequence. If the monitor doesn't automatically connect to the table, refer to the restarting the monitor table connection sequence on the next slide. If a connection has been made, ignore this slide. Otherwise, turn the AccuMove to Table power button to off. Press the blue LED button located behind the monitor. Wait 15 seconds. Next, turn the AccuMove to Table power to on. Press the blue LED button located behind the monitor. Step 8. Logging on. Locate the log on icon on the left side of the monitor screen. Press this button or just thump it. Step number 9. This log on pop-up screen will appear on the monitor. Notice it is automatically set to production operator. Step number 10. Navigate to the admin option at the top of the username list. Press the admin option. It will highlight blue when selected. Step 11. Locate the keypad option at the bottom right of the pop-up menu. Select the keypad button. The Enter Password pop-up screen will appear. Enter the code used for this demonstration, 1234, and press OK. Another code may be assigned to you by the instructor. Step 13. You will be prompted to the Login pop-up screen. Press OK at the top right of the Login pop-up screen. Once logged in, you'll be prompted to the menu shown at right. If this menu doesn't appear, repeat steps 8 through 13. Verify that the password is entered correctly. Step 15. Locate the X at the top right and left side of the pop-up screen. Press the X to close the pop-up. Step 16. Locate the datum icon at the bottom left corner of the screen. Press or thump the datum icon. The sound of the table recalibrating will occur. Step 17. Locate the nesting icon at the top of the screen. Press the nesting icon. At step 18, this pop-up screen at right will appear. There is a 5 to 10 second delay between pressing the button and the pop-up screen appearing. Step 19. Locate the Nested Jobs icon at the top right of the screen. Press the Nested Jobs icon. Here we are at step 20. Locate the new nested job icon. Press the new nested job icon. A new menu will appear here for step 21. Locate the nested job name line at the top of the screen. Place the cursor in the text box. An Enter Text keyboard will appear. Type your initials into the text box to identify your job. Select, press Enter to close the text menu. Step 23. Locate the material selection box. Select MS10 10 gauge steel. 10 gauge steels is about 1,345 10,000ths of an inch thickness steel. If another gauge of steel sheet is being used, select that value. Step 24. Use a tape measure and measure the length and the width of the sheet you want to cut. Next, locate the sheet length on the screen, select the box, and type in the inches value. Then press Enter. Next, locate the sheet width X box and select it. Type your sheet width in the text box. Here, 32 inches is showing. Press Enter to close the text box. Next, at step 26, locate the Save prompt at the top right of the page. Press the Save button. The screen at right should automatically appear. Next, locate the parts icon on the right side of the monitor screen. Press the parts icon. Next, locate the Import CAD Drawings icon at the top right of the page. Press the Import CAD Drawings icon. For step 30, you'll need to locate the source bar. Tap the 3 dots icon at the end of the bar. Step 31. The pop-up menu, as shown at right here on the screen, will appear. Next, locate your thumb drive in the Browse for Folder selections. Next, behind the monitor, place your thumb drive containing the DFX file you wish to use into the thumb drive jack. It is located below the blue LED power switch. Next, press Open to open your drive. Inside your drive, locate the folder you saved your drawing. Select that folder. Shown here, Plasma Table is the folder where the file is contained. Press OK when the folder you needed is selected. Step 33. You'll return to this page. Locate the destination bar. Tap the 3 dot icon. Step 34. The Browse for Folder pop-up screen will appear. Find your drive in the selection section. Open the drive. Click OK. Inside your drive, locate the folder where you saved your drawing. Select the folder. Click OK when the folder you need is selected. The Part Selector screen will appear. Files you have saved in that folder will show up here. Select the file you want to use for the cutting paths for the laser. Here, JM Personal Project.dxf is shown selected. Step 37. Once your file is selected, press the Add icon at the top right of the screen. Step 38. The item list screen will appear. Your file should appear in the top left with an icon representation of your cutting project. Next, on the right-hand side of the screen, find the nesting icon. Press the nesting button icon. A new list of options appears. Find the nest button icon. Press the nest button icon. We're here at step 41. The items to nest pop-up screen will appear. Select OK. Step 42. The drawing you have selected to use to provide cutting tool paths appears as a job in the nest. On the right side of the screen, find Complete Nest Options. Press the Complete Nest button icon. The home screen will now appear. The CAD drawing to be used for the laser cutting path appears on the left side of the screen. At the bottom of the screen, find the Dry Run button icon. If the button says Active Run, press the button once to change to Dry Run. Now at step 46, locate the laser button at the bottom of the screen. Press the laser button icon. The bar will turn green to verify the laser is activated. Now with the laser turned on, you should notice a red light on the floor below the head of the laser. Verify the laser is on. Here at step 48, let's zero the laser. Ensure the metal sheet you wish to laser cut is positioned on the fins. Ensure the table is filled with water up to the fin height and contains plate guard conditioner. Find the control panel on the right side of the screen. You can move the machine using the circled arrow controls shown at right. But do not move the X-axis using the X-axis arrows. Next, move the machine until the laser is positioned at the bottom left corner of your metal sheet as shown in the picture to the right. At step 49, let's set the machine to 0. Once the laser is on the corner of the sheet, locate the Set Program 0 icon. Press the Set Program 0 icon button. Step 51, checking progress. Monitor the progress of the dry run on the job graphic screen. The white lines on the picture at right represent where the machine hypothetically cuts. Red lines represent areas where the machine still needs to make a cut. Here at step 52, let's set the feed rate. With the dry run completed, locate the feed rate overdrive bar. Click the white text box displaying the feed rate in percentage. Type in 60. Now at step 53, let's change to active cut. Locate the laser button. Press the laser button to turn the laser off. Locate the dry run button icon. Press the dry run button icon to change it to active run. At step 54 here, let's run the job. Ensure to wear at least a number 9 to a number 12 welding shield when running the plasma cutter. Now, on the monitor screen, locate the Run Job button icon. When ready for plasma cutting to begin, press the Run Job button. With the Run Job button icon activated, without any intervention by the operator needed, the plasma table will follow the cutting paths provided by the drawing. Step 56, rehoming. When the plasma stops and the cutting is complete, locate the Datum button icon at the bottom left of the monitor screen. Press the Datum button to rehome the machine. Step 57, let's shut down. Let the cut parts cool on the cutting table. Now, locate the Windows icon button at the bottom left of the screen. Press the Windows icon button. The menu shown on the right here will appear on the screen. Locate the power icon symbol directly above the Windows icon. press the power icon symbol. Note the pop-up menu that appears on the right here. Locate the shutdown prompt. Press the shutdown prompt. Next, let's locate the AccuMove 2 power switch found on the lower right side of the table. Set the switch to the off position as shown. Next, locate the FlexCut 80 power switch under the plasma table. It's at the back of the machine. Set the switch to the horizontal position as pictured. Next, let's locate the breaker on the wall to the right of the plasma table and flip the breaker to the off position. Next, located to the right of the plasma table, locate the oxygen flow valves. Turn the bottom two valves to the closed position. Step 64, the final step. Be sure to clean up the work area. Put the weld shields away and sweep the floor. Assuming everything is shut down properly, it's now okay to leave the machine. Thanks for watching this video. We'll see you in MFG 371.